Gonna be anybody here. I'm gonna set my stuff down. There we go. Maybe in a little bit somebody will come in. But here we are. Can you hear the birds? Here we are in Juneau. And we got a little bit of sun. Finally, it's been rainy and cloudy. Look at that back there. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. So we got off the ship, I don't know, about an hour ago and wandered around through town. And there is nothing open. This is the very, very end of the season. Here we go. There's a little more view of the... Oh, there's our ship over there. In the background, there's our ship. There we go. So, this is the port of Juneau is where we're at right now. Port of Juneau. I don't know if there's a way. Let me look and see if there's a way for me to see all chats. There we go. Now I can see the messages as well. So hi everybody. You know what? Bear with me while I play with this. I just got this new little tripod, and I think it... Whoops. Close your eyes so we don't get seasick here. I'm gonna try to open this thing. Yeah, I think this will work. Let me open this so I don't have to hold it. And I'll put it up there. There we go. That's not too bad. It's not fabulous, but it's not terrible. That's better than me trying to hold the thing. So anyway, we're in Juneau, and we're sitting on the dock, where the ship lets out for the day. They park here, and everybody gets off, and then you wander on through town and spend lots of money. Well, there's nothing open in town. Absolutely nothing. There was 2 or 3 little touristy places. Almost everything else is closed. Most of the tours are shut down for the season. So a lot of the tours that you would normally go and do or check out, they're not even available. So I'm just pushing buttons on here to see. I'm not seeing any comments. Would somebody comment just so that I can see if this thing... Oh, there we go. Thank you so much. Hi. So yeah, so it is beautiful, and it's funny because it has been cloudy and so dense with the clouds that we literally could not even see when we were coming in this morning. And then all of a sudden, the last 10 minutes or so, it just opened up and the sun started shining, and it's beautiful. And let's do a little swing around so you can see what we are looking at. I'm going to do a real quick swing around. I'm not even going to be able to... Hey, Pam. So this is the dock, and that's where people line up. Oh, there's a Welcome to Alaska sign over there. I'll have to go over there and take a look at it. There's some trees and a little bit of housing. Tracy's King Crab Shack. That's a real famous, very expensive place to have lunch. There's Mr. Say hi. He just had some crab bisque over there. It did not sit well on his tummy. He's been having so much heartburn. Poor thing. Ever since we've been here, he has had problems with heartburn. So every single time he eats, let me see if I can straighten this out a little bit. Every single time he eats, he ends up going in and laying down because he's not feeling very well afterwards. But oh man, it's lovely. The ship is lovely. There's only about 1,300 people on the ship, and the capacity is it's over 2,000. So it's just a little over half full, and they've got like 1,000 staff, so it's almost 1-to-1 for staff. It's been very, very nice. We've done a lot of activities. We've done a lot of just sitting around. We found this place. I keep calling it the observation room, and that's not what it's called, but it's just, at night it's a lounge, and it is water with lemon for the heartburn. That's a good idea. I'll give that a try. But it's a great big lounge with wonderful seating and wall-to-wall windows, and so it's just the best place to go and sit and look at the scenery. And I finally went up yesterday and did a little bit of crocheting up there, and that was a lot of fun. Surprisingly, I have run into 3 or 4 people who crochet And so they been sitting and visiting and talking yarn. You know how that is. And so just making instant friends just because of crochet. And that's been really fun too. I've enjoyed that a lot. So yesterday we were in Ketchikan, and that's the first time I've been to Ketchikan. Last time we were up here, they did not stop there. Oops, sorry about that. I'm trying to make this thing a little steady. It's not super steady. I got to get a good one of these. There, how's that? Can you guys hear me okay if I'm talking like this from this far away? I wasn't sure from this far away from the phone if you'd be able to hear me okay. Everything I'm doing is on the phone, so you know, it is what it is. Cool, excellent. I am doing my best to do a couple of, or I'm going to try and do a real quick little video every day. When we're in port, I can do something fast and get it uploaded. And so hopefully you saw day 2 and day 3. Day 1, for some reason, disappeared. I don't know why. I lost my intro video. So I've got some photos, and I'm going to, yeah, I've got my great big heavy coat on, which I needed until just about 10 minutes ago. I've got a few photos, and I'll do another little quick intro, but I don't know. It just disappeared. The whole video just gone. So I'll have to redo day 1 a little bit. Day 2 was a sea day, and that was amazing. They had so many activities, and you know me, I want to do everything. So I'm running around from this thing to that thing to the next thing, and we're getting tired. The time change, it's only an hour time change, but remember I was 2 hours off the week before that, the 10 days before that. And so we are waking up between 4 and 5 ship time every morning, so it's pitch black when we get up, and running throughout the day. And then there's a show every night, and the show tends to start between 8 and 9, and they're only about an hour long, but I'm exhausted. All the walking we're doing on the ship, and I'm staying away from stairs because it really hurts my hips and my back to do the stairs. So I'm really trying to stay away from that. This thing's starting to get a little bit shaky. So I'm staying away from stairs. And of course, Mr. can't do the stairs at all. But I'm still just beat at the end of the day, just absolutely exhausted. And so tomorrow is Glacier Bay. Hi, Jennifer. I'm so excited that you guys were able to pop in. I had no idea when I was going to be able to do a little quick live. I had no idea when I was going to have service, or because I remember I tried to upload a video from this very spot last time we were here, and I had a 2-minute video and it took 3 hours to upload. I know, isn't it beautiful? We'll do a little swing by again. Here's the bay, and that's the docks. I think that's where we were last time. There's our ship off in the background. It's real pretty. We're on the NCL Spirit. I've learned a couple things. So when you take the last cruise of the season, which this is, oh, isn't that pretty? There's some art. And here we've got the city behind us again. So there we go. It's real pretty here. It is so pretty. But when you take one of the last cruises of the season, a lot of things are closed, which in one respect that's good, because you know it's all trinkety stuff that we don't need anyway. And but we walked to the end of the pier and went to find a drugstore because we needed a couple little things that I either forgot or didn't pack enough of. And so we just went and picked up, you know, some Tylenol, stuff like that, and then walked back down. The whole area, which normally would be the touristy stuff, is just all closed down for the season. And I got all excited. There was a store, and it was like Mary's Hand Knit Boutique, and I got all excited. And I go in there, and all they were selling was windbreakers. They did have one cool hat, and it was like a ball cap, and the inside was fleece lined, and the outside was like rain, like this kind of material instead of the typical ball cap material. And I thought, that is clever. if you're in an area like this where it rains all the time. So it poured yesterday in Ketchikan, just poured. And our tour guide said that it was, they get between 60 and 70 days a year that does not rain. So it's always raining there. So it was rainy and it was cold. And the tour that we took, it was a lot of fun. We had a wonderful time on the tour, but it was raining on us. So there was really never a time that we were not in the rain yesterday. So by the time we got back to the ship, I was tired, I was cold, and you get that cold to the bone chill, and it was really hard for me to warm up. And they've got some really nice hot tubs. They've got 6 hot tubs, but so here's my concern with the hot tubs. The hot tub is on the main deck, and it's fine while you're in it, and then you get out and it's very cold and it's windy, and you gotta waddle back to your room, which is the other end of the ship and 3 floors up, and I'm gonna be freezing to death by then. I don't know. We don't have robes. They didn't give us robes on this cruise, so I don't quite know. I guess just wrap up in towels and make a run for it. A lot of people are out there or I could take my coat with me, but then my coat would get wet, and I don't want my coat to get wet. Third world problems, first world problems, I guess that is. First world problems. How to stay warm after you get out of the hot tub. But I'm thinking that that's going to be something we got to figure out, because the hot tub sounds very, very good on his back for sure. And my hips are starting to feel. And it's not, I figured it out. It's not, oh, there's a puppy dog coming down the road. It's not so much the walking, because, yeah, there's a lot of walking, but it's not like miles and miles and miles of walking. I've decided, because you're on the ship and you're doing this all the time, so your body is kind of adjusting, and just that little bit of pressure on my hips is causing pain in my hips. I think that's what that is. At least that's what I've decided it's going to be. That's my answer, one way or another. So tomorrow we are Glacier Bay, and we were told that they were going to have a naturalist come on board and talk about it. I haven't seen any information about that yet, and maybe they just talked about it in the morning, but I'm going to check with the information desk today about that. And then the next day, I think the next day is Icy Point Strait. I don't even remember, but I know we've got Glacier Bay, we've got Icy Point Strait, and we've got the fjords where you cruise the fjords. Pretty sure that's the rest of Alaska. It is supposedly, the temperature is supposed to be in the high 50s the whole time we're here, high 50s. And I think it was 54 yesterday, but that rain, makes it feel so much colder. And then today, I don't even know. Look at Nightbot popping in. Isn't that funny? I didn't know Nightbot would pop in from just a pop-up live like this. So today it actually feels warmer. Well, now that the sun came out, it was cold and dreary the whole time we were walking up and down the pier this morning. And now that the sun has come out, it's actually much, much nicer. And it feels much warmer. So, but yeah, that's what's going on. And as much as I can, I'll do the little videos and put those up. Has anybody seen any of those? I don't know if they've even dropped yet. I don't remember what time I posted for it to drop. But has anybody had a chance to look at those little videos yet? And like I said, I don't remember which one it was, but I said I'm not doing a ship tour. There's some beautiful ship tours, and they go from head to tail on that thing. And that's not what mine is intended to be. It's just a real quick, and I am throwing these things together. Oh, good. I'm glad you saw day 2. Day 3 should be out sometime today. It's going to be behind, of course, every day, because I'm making them up as close to the end of the day before we leave port, because it takes about an hour to get it uploaded while we're sitting in port. So you're going to get, today I'll talk about last night's dinner, that sort of thing. Although tonight we leave port at 7. So again, I'll have to get it filmed before, or yeah, I'll have to get filmed and uploaded before dinner. But yeah, I'm trying to keep them around 5-10 minutes. Just give you a real quick overview of what we're doing, seeing a different part of the ship that we're hanging out in. If we make it to the hot tub, I'll definitely tell you about that. But it's been a wonderful, wonderful trip so far. We're very excited to be able to do this. It's a much different crowd than the last one. I think it's because of the time of year. It's much older crowd. I would say well over 90% of the people on board are in our age group, maybe even older. So yeah, 60s and 70s, maybe late 50s. I've seen 2 sets of kids. The cabin 2 or 3 doors down from us has, well, they've got 2 cabins, and I think between the 2 cabins, there's 4 kids and then the 2 adults. And then there's another gentleman here with a little guy who's in the 2nd grade. And they're actually from Hawaii. They decided to fly over and start in Vancouver and then end up back where they live. So that's a great way to do it too. And then they homeschool him. So this counts as school for him, and he's learning a lot of stuff about the area. And he was on the tour with us yesterday. He was extremely well behaved and yet fun and still a kid all at the same time. So hardly any kids. The moral of the story, hardly any kids. And it's a good thing because there is nothing for kiddos to do. They hadn't even opened the pool yet until I saw them just opening it this morning as we were leaving. So they were just pulling the cover off of the pool. It's been all the hot tubs. And I'm wondering if it's because it's cold and rainy that they haven't had the pool open. Maybe they know we're starting to get into a warmer area. Could be. I don't know. Hey, Samantha. Hi, Pam's project's good. I'm glad you did. Do they look okay? I know it's quite different. The videos are quite different from what I'm used to putting together. Although it's nice because the one good thing is doing them on the phone. I can do snippets and add in the pictures really easy. What I cannot figure out how to do is, who's that just popped in? Oh, hi, Keith. What I cannot figure out how to do is do a nice transition. It seems like they're just kind of choppy from picture to picture to picture. Do they watch okay? Do they watch kind of smoothly? And obviously I couldn't figure out how to get any music in the background, and I'd like to do that so I could do something with a little more of scenery with a little music behind it, but I just can't get anything that fancy in the hour that I have to put this thing together on here. I know. Oh, good. I'm glad the videos look great. Thank you so much. It was, you know me, I never think ahead. As we're getting on the ship, I'm like, oh, we're going to be in a lot of ports. I could do a little video every day while we're in the port. I would be able to access the internet long enough to get something up. So it was really spur of the moment to decide to do this video per day thing. Mister's calling me. Hold on a second. I think he's just going to tell me he's going on the ship. Let's check. Oh, wait. Yep, that was him looking for me. He lost me. He says, where did you go? And I says, I haven't moved an inch. So he's walking around a little bit and lost track of me. But, yeah, so it was real spur of the moment to decide to do those. I got my hand slapped pretty bad one time inside of a port terminal for taking pictures. So I never ever take pictures, and I know people do it all the time. They do videos, and it was going into Hawaii. We were exiting the ship, and this was a few years ago. We were exiting the ship and there was hordes of people. So I held my camera up and took a picture of the mass of people, and the security guards rushed me, grabbed me, took my camera, and hauled me off to this room. And Mr. and my mom are like, where'd she go? What's going on? They had no idea. They took my camera away from me. Thankfully, they didn't delete all my pictures. They just went back a few and deleted several of the pictures. And they said absolutely no photography inside of the cruise ports. So I never, even though I know people do it all the time, I never take any pictures inside the port. So you'll never see those kinds of pictures from me. But I did get some pictures as we were waiting at the terminal and that sort of thing. But yeah, so got my hand slapped pretty significantly by the port security. So I don't take that chance again. That was, yeah, there's no signs up anywhere, and it may be okay now, but at that point it was absolutely forbidden. And they said it was a safety thing. They said it was now, to be fair, this was nearly 10 years ago, and at that point they were very, very the 9/11 thing was still very, very fresh in everybody's minds, and that's kind of what he said. It was security for that kind of stuff, and I'm like, okay, put up a sign. I will follow the rules if I know what they are, usually. But anyway, oh, there comes Mister. So we've been on here for 20 minutes. Wow, that was quick. Thank you guys for popping in and watching. We're gonna get back to the ship now and have a little bit of lunch. And we've been really lucky with the food. The buffet is quite nice. It's small, but it's been very, very nice. And my plan to put ice cream in my coffee and make my own mocha did not work. They don't have the ice cream machine turned on. I'm really surprised at the timing of a lot of their food stations. It seems like for instance, they'll have the buffet closed down at 11:30. From 11:30 to 12. Well, it seems like that's when it should be open because of, people starting to get ready for lunch, that sort of thing. But, it's not like we're going to starve to death on this thing. We had day 2, the sea day. We had a beautiful, beautiful dinner at the Italian. They've got a specialty Italian restaurant. And we had a lovely dinner there. He had all kinds of seafood, and I didn't know what to do because I couldn't find anything. I mean, I'm just perusing the menu, and the menu isn't huge. I put the picture on there, and that was the entire menu. And it was a lot of seafood, very heavily seafood. And I told the waitress, I says, I don't like seafood. I'm struggling with, and she goes, have the short ribs. Well, I've never had short ribs. And in my mind, I'm thinking rib on a bone and nasty, and this thing was beautifully cooked and sliced on the plate in this lovely sauce. It was so good. It was so good. And I was very pleased with our waitress that night as well. Everybody, all the staff here has just been bent over backwards wonderful. So I don't have any complaints. If you had kiddos, it probably isn't the best cruise for kiddos, because even though you're going to some amazing places, there is absolutely nothing for them to do in the daytime. They don't have a kids club. They don't have a place where they can hang out. They have very few movies on the TV, and who wants to sit in your room and watch movies anyway? There's no games or activities. Even the adult activities are they're a little lame. The main activity is just sitting in that observation room and watching the scenery, and that's what we're here for. So I'm happy with that. But like, they have trivia, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times a day, and it's like they had Star Wars trivia. They've had what did they do last night? What was the trivia last night? James Bond, all kinds of James Bond questions. And so, I know they'll have a Friends trivia. They always do that. And they had a Seinfeld trivia, so nothing super exciting. They have a few little games. They do, of course, bingo all the time. They do, today they're doing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And then they sell cards, and they're quite expensive to play Deal or No Deal. And I know they said the one guy had bought 6 cards, and it was like $120. And only one person won anything. One person won $50. So they're making bank off that and not giving much away. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff we stay away from. Even the casino, though, we've noticed there's not a lot of people in the casino, but it's beautiful. The casino is beautiful, and it's smoke free on the main level, and then they've got an area up above that's enclosed for the smokers. So yeah, so that's kind of it. Well, I'm gonna call it thank you guys so much for popping it. Yeah, it's very pricey. I'm not sure tomorrow if we're off the ship. I don't quite understand tomorrow. It's Glacier Bay. My understanding is we're cruising through a bay. If that's what it is, I will take lots of videos and get us some beautiful scenery that I'll post when I can. Again, there won't be any music because remember I got that copyright strike against me the last time I posted a video that had music. So I'm real careful about that. But so it may just be gorgeous scenery and you can turn your radio on in the background while you're watching it. So I'll do the best I can. I'll post when I can. I'll still make the videos and they may not post daily, but when I'm in range and have service I will. Now, once we leave Alaska, we've got 4 or 5 sea days and there will be no service whatsoever at that point. So again, I'll still make the videos and then when we get to Hawaii, I'll post them and then you guys can catch up. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's been wonderful visiting with everybody and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. How do I stop this thing?